about how I went to a basketball game, baby, thinking that I am the wife, the Real House of Atlanta, Real House of LA, and baby, I was a damn boo-boo fool. Y'all, when I tell, so I'm at the game.
Some of the worst places that my stepdad and I guess his friends, quote unquote, he would hire men, or not hire men, but he would get a group of guys together and they would all rape me sometimes. So here are some of the worst places that happened. I mean, for one, my bedroom. I'm gonna start off with that.
And y'all be thinking we're exaggerating when we say people literally go out their way to attach themselves to you so they can later become you. So I'm gonna tell y'all a story of how an ex-friend of mine literally tried to become me. So basically, me and this friend, we were hanging out one day, right? So she came over to my house. And
y'all, I remember one time I had this friend named Sal, right? But Sal, one thing about Sal, she was Indian. So how I met Sal was when I was driving for Liv under my mama name. She made me like her driver. And she would pay me to go she would pay me $10 every day to pick her up, right? Because it was so
Story time on how I got fired, jumped, and bullied, literally bullied the entire 3 months that I worked at this bar. All the girls were bullying me and ganging up on me and all that. And yeah, they ganged up on me, had my ass jumped, they ganged up on me and got my ass fired. This is a story time, so let's backtrack. I'm gonna split it into 2 for Instagram because, it limits the 3-minute part. But yeah, so
these stories are on another level. I put this together because I wanted to hear your take. So leave your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoy the video, a like and a subscribe go a long way in supporting the channel. With that said, let's jump in.
Hi, I used to work for the coroner's office for 16 years, and I'm just on here telling you guys stories of my experiences there. So I haven't told you guys a story in a little while. It's just because I haven't felt like it, and sometimes you just need to give things a break. But today I have a story. So there was this actor I picked up a long time ago, and it was just weird picking up an actor that you used to seeing on TV, kind of grew up with. I remember this actor from I don't know if it was the Disney Channel or Nickelodeon, but I do remember him from those shows. But the reason how he was found dead was he was supposed to be showing up at a show that he was filming and hadn't showed up. I don't know how long it had been since they hadn't seen him. I don't know if it was 2 days, 1 day. I don't know how long it had been, but they made the call. Obviously, it wasn't too long because he wasn't decomposed to the extent of being unrecognized. But a welfare check was done. The police officers went to his house and they see him dead inside. The coroner's call. So that's when I am made aware that we have to go to this call. And I didn't really even know who it was because I only knew him as his actor name. I didn't know him as his real name. So when I got the call and was reading the paper, I really didn't know who it was. But the investigator made me aware before we went to the scene. And so I was just like, wow. And so I get in the condo. He lived in a condo or apartments. I'm not sure what they were, but they were really nice. And I get up to the floor. We had to get on the elevator, get up to the floor. And he, I believe, had shot himself in the head in his living room. But his house was like immaculate. Like everything was in place. He was super clean, but he had on like all white, and there was no note or anything left behind to let anybody know like why he chose to do that to himself. And so it was just like, any death is like a shock. Like you don't want anybody to go, but to do it that way is just crazy, and it's just unexplainable to the family. The family is wondering like what happened, and you didn't leave no note or nothing. So anyways, come to find out when I read more about it, like he was suffering from bipolar and depression before he did that. And it's just, that is very serious. And it was just sad to see him laying there with a gunshot wound to the head. And just to describe what I saw when I saw him, it was just like a clean scene. Like, you would think, like, because I have been to scenes where people have off themselves with a gun or a shotgun or something like that, and it can be really dirty. It can be like stuff flown up on the ceiling, popped off everywhere, just brains everywhere, blood everywhere. This scene was not like that. It was so clean. It was like, I believe the bullet went in and didn't come out. So it didn't like shoot out. Usually when the bullet shoots out, that's when it causes like that splash on everything. But if you shoot and it stays in, it's just knocking around inside your head. And that's how it kills you. So yeah, it was just like a really clean scene. Like I said, he had on all white, and that wasn't even like dirty. I just remember it just being so clean and just pristine and just everything in place and no dust. Like, it was crazy. Like, you looking around the house, like I'm looking around wondering like why he did that. Like, it was no note nowhere. And I usually, like, a lot of times on scenes we can find notes and read the notes and kind of get an idea of why people choose that route. But that was just, it was nothing. And we were just curious, and, you know, finding out later it was like depression. But it was crazy. It was crazy.
Okay guys, so story time of how my broke ass ex can't afford his car and has now left it up to me. Let's get into it. So look, y'all, like, I don't even want to be dealing with none of this, but it's come to this point where, you know, motherfuckers just gotta be aired out. So basically this man, or should I say little ass boy, because he can't be responsible for shit, has this car on all over his Instagram, flexing it, made it his profile picture, is literally like a car guy. It's his actual username. And but you can't afford your car payments. So basically when we were together, he basically manipulated my ass to help him get this car. Like, he swore that no one could help him get a car, no one could sign for him, his credit was shit, and that he was gonna be carless or whatever. So me, being a good girlfriend at the time, I was like, okay, sure, like, let me help you. Obviously I should not have done that, but like, I mean, girl, like, I was trying to make sure my man was not carless. So anyways, fast forward, we break up, and I was like, you need to get this car out of my name and put it under yours. Like, we're not together. He basically gave me false promises and was like, oh, I'm gonna get the car out of your name as soon as I like can, blah blah. Never did. Lied. And then now we're to the point where we're broken up, and I'm like, get this car out of my name. So he's like, oh, my credit's not good yet, like, I need more time. And we broke up off good terms. So I was like, cool, like, you know, I guess, like, what else was I supposed to do? So I give him some time. Now we're in December-ish, January, and this man starts to not pay his payments, which is like $600 a month. Like, if you can afford that, let me know so we can figure something out. And this guy was like, oh, it's cool, like, I'll pay it. And I'm like, yes, you have to pay it, it's your car. Like, what the fuck? So now in January, he doesn't pay it until literally I'm like trying to text him and contact him. All of a sudden I'm blocked, I'm being ignored, and he just goes ghost. And I'm like, you are not about to put this on me. Oh, hell no. Literally finally gives me the money, and come to find out he is in a whole new relationship, and this is why he was ignoring me, and this and that, which like has nothing to do with me. I don't really give a fuck. I'm more so like, get this car out of my name. Like, it's affecting my credit, it's gonna fuck up my shit if you don't pay the payments. Like, that's all I need from you. And this man is just refusing to do it. Like, what the hell? Like, be responsible. Like, you have this car all over everywhere. Like, why are you faking the funk? So after that last month he was late, comes February, he basically told me that he's like, all right, like, I'll pay the next one. Like, I literally have messages of him saying, I'm gonna keep paying it until we can figure out what we need to do. And I'm like, okay, sure, like, I don't trust you no more. But, you know, time passed by, and then out the blue, this man goes, I don't want the car no more. What? And I'm like, no, like, okay, what that got to do with me? Like,
If you don't want it, then you figure it out. Like, this is not my car. Like, you're trying to put this all on me as if I'm supposed to be responsible for this car that is yours. And so now it's gotten to the point where he refuses to pay. He has me blocked on everything. I'm not able to contact him. And, like, it's just going to shit. And he just be acting like it's, like, nothing. Like, no, I don't want this car. We end up having a phone call. Finally, he answers me, and he's like, I don't want the car. Like, this isn't, like, I don't got nothing to do with this. Like, I'm gonna tow the car to your house tomorrow. Like, I don't want it. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he's just basically forcing the car on me. So at this point, there's actually nothing I could do. And this man ends up fucking towing the car to my house a couple days later. So once he tows the car to my house, I come to find out the car is messed up. Something's wrong with the lifters. It's not drivable. The tags are so outdated. The car is just dirty as fuck. Like, this man hasn't even been driving this car. And I'm like, huh? You got 2 DUI. So now, like, I'm starting. I just can't afford it. Stuff. Now that's what happened. He basically took the car on me, towed it to my house, and now he went about this the worst way to go about it when I was being so cool. So I'm over here like, fuck you. So yeah, it's like anyone's interested in seeing Josh Charger. Nothing out of the goodness of your heart because motherfuckers dirty. Karma will get your ass and it'll find, I'm trying to look better for me. Oh yeah. Don't trust her.
Matter and the truth of the matter, he was God's plan to show you.
Story time about how I went to a basketball game, baby, thinking that I am the wife, the Real House of Atlanta, Real House of LA, and baby, I was a damn boo-boo fool. Y'all, when I tell, so I'm at the game, you know what I'm saying? He doing his thing, he making his buckets. I'm, yes, go boo, go boo. Only thing, somebody screaming a little bit louder than me. Now I'm thinking it's his homeboys. Maybe it's his cousin. I can't really see y'all. I'm like on the fourth end. I'm not high. I'm low. I'm at the bottom. But I'm not at that first one. Okay, keep in mind, I'm not at that first one. Now, as this is going on, the Jumbotron comes on. So I'm looking good, baby. I'm head to toe. I'm looking like, who is that little You know what I'm saying? I'm looking T. Okay, baby, because I'm in my head, I'm like, they're going to put me on a Jumbotron. They're going to say, who is that? Who's that girl? And I want them to have me. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, me. So they put in the cousins, the babies, the aunties, the mom. They putting everybody on a Jumbotron, okay? So then somebody gets on there. Now, the person that's getting on there, they look a little bit too similar to the person I came to celebrate. And this similar person ain't the mama. It ain't the cousin. It ain't the brother, the daddy, or the sister. It's the baby. Wee. Y'all. Now, in my head, I'm like, girl, that's the cute little baby. Now, my homegirl, mind you, my homegirl with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing nothing alone. We don't link alone, baby. We in the club all together. My homegirl being funny, like, girl, what if that's his baby? Girl, don't even play with me like that. Girl, is you cool? Is you with him? Is you part of the feds? Y'all, Lord and behold, the end of the game comes. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling him, waiting. Y'all, he's walking right past me, not even looking at me. So I'm like, hold on. Did he not see me? I'm waving. I look like a little fan girl. Can you sign my autograph? What? Y'all, when I tell y'all he picked up the baby that was on the Jumbotron. Y'all, I swear for God, I dropped on my knees and I said, Lord, this is a joke. Y'all, I kid you not. He picked up that baby and kissed the baby. I said, oh. Baby, I looked at my homegirl looked at me. I said, no, you are joking, y'all. I ran outside of the court plate, whatever it's called. I was so embarrassed. I was so hurt. How could you do that to me, Jody? I have not went back to a basketball, football, soccer. I wish I would go to my nephews and niece game. That game, them too.
Okay, so how I found out I was getting cheated on. This shit is all fresh. Like, literally just happened yesterday. And I'm still trying to process it. I've been crying on and off since yesterday. And don't mind, we're supposed to be taking a nap on the couch, but someone don't want to go to sleep. But so, like, it started before yesterday. He finally came out and told me he cheated yesterday, but a couple of days prior to that, it was me, him, and our 2 kids, and I wanted to be with him, so we were dashing with him. So while he was dashing, me and the kids were in the car, and he was dropping us off at home, and I got out the car on the passenger side, went around, and was gonna get my daughter out the car seat. I opened the door, and there's a honey pack. He's never used a honey pack with me, ever. So I pick it up, and I look at him, and I'm like, bro, don't piss me off. And he was just like, oh, it's old. So we weren't together. We broke up November, and then we weren't together December, and we got back together in January. The time we weren't together, he slept with somebody else. Raw. Unprotected. Boom. I told him, like, I couldn't, 100% be mad at him because we weren't together, but it still hurt that the moment we were not together, you go and you sleep with somebody. Mind you, I've been with 2 people these past 4 years. Both are the father of my children. And so, mind you, when we're on breaks, I don't even text nobody. Like, I don't even give nobody attention. You can text me and you be the finest man, and I'm still not going to answer. I don't got it in me. I just don't care. And so, boom, I let it go. I'm like, bro, I don't want to be mad at you. And it's so hard to be mad at him. And I'm like, I don't want to be mad at you. You're telling me it's old and it's from when you had sex with that girl? Okay. Mind you, I'm going to be real. I like car sex just because it's a little edgy. We used to do it all the time in the beginning of the relationship. He don't want to do in the car with me no more. And I would tell him, like, bro, like, I like it in the car. Like, we could do it, like, a couple times, like, every now and then. Don't want to. Always shot me down about it. Mind you, he was having sex with these girls in his car. I'm begging you for something, and you're giving it to other people. Okay, anyways, okay, boom. We started talking yesterday. Everything was all good. I told him, we started talking about, like, moving in together, and I told him it's going to have to wait a while. And then in the midst of talking about it, he got pissed at me. He was just like, you're dumb as fuck. You're a dumbass girl. Da-da-da. Just started dogging on me. And I was like, bro, like, you're supposed to be my partner. Like, we're supposed to be able to, like, figure out whatever together. Not I tell you something that is potentially a problem or, like, a minor problem or whatever it is, and you start dogging me out saying I'm stupid and all this shit. And anyways, we started going back and forth. And then he was like, this is why I dog you. This is why I cheat on you. And I was like, cheat on me? I was like, you cheated on me? He was like, yeah. So, like, February or March, he cheated on me. He can't remember when. But he cheated on me and had sex with her in the car. Lied to my face. Mind you, he's told me multiple times, like, oh, I would never cheat on you. That's some shit I would never do to you. Mind you, in the midst of us texting all last night, because I was hurt and I just wanted to know why, he just was like, he was like, I don't know why I cheat on you. So it's multiple. I don't get how you do that to somebody. I don't get how you look somebody in their face and tell them you love them. Okay, mind you, he was like, I think God was either telling me to stop cheating on you or I gotta let you go because I got caught you almost caught me up 3 times. And I kept telling him, everything you do in the dark, that shit always comes to light. But And for me, I don't know why. I swear to God, I don't know if it's a gift from God, but I'll just be sitting there and I'll be thinking, and shit will just start clicking in my head, and I'm like, wait, hold up. And I started catching on to lies. And I tell them, like, oh, you lied to me about this. Oh, you lied to me about that. Boom. Found out about the fucking honey pack, right? Boom. One day I was just doing dishes. I was just fucking doing dishes, and I was just thinking, when we had broke up a while ago, I remember I had hopped on Hinge. And I'd seen him on Hinge, and his profile was old. It had old pictures of him and new pictures of him. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Deleted my account immediately when I seen him, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to bump into him, you know? And so I'm doing dishes one day recently, and I was thinking about it, and I'm like, bro, I was like, are you on Hinge? And he was like, no, and he started lying about it. But yesterday he snitched on himself because he was like, you caught me up almost 3 times. And one of the reasons was him being on Hinge. And I'm like, bro, mind you, another thing, he fell out with his cousin because his cousin was telling my BD stuff and my other BD, and my BD was coming back and telling me. And it was just like, I don't know why I kept giving him the benefit of the doubt. I kept wanting to see the good in him. I have 2 kids with him. He's told me to abort them each time. But I didn't because I love my kids. Like, I love being a mom. He wanted to abort them twice. Okay, I can understand the first one. Boom, he wasn't ready for a kid. Mind you, he purposely got me pregnant twice. Just to tell me to abort twice. Okay, boom. Before she was born, when I was just pregnant with her, I told him, right? And he was like, oh, you're nothing but a mom. You don't have shit to your name. You don't have a job. Da da da. Because I was a stay-at-home mom at the time. He was like, you're not shit but a mom. You're never going to be nothing but a mom. I was like, I told him on everything I love. I told him, I said, watch. I locked the fuck in. I was praying in the fucking shower one day. And I was praying and I was praying and I was praying. And what popped up in my head? Okay, so I was praying in the shower, and what popped up in my head was, like, pay attention. It's about to move fast. So I knew that was God telling me, like, I'm about to help you, but you need to pay attention, and I'm going to do it fast. The next month, got into school. The month after that, I got a job that paid dummy money. The month after that, I got an apartment. So literally within 3 months, I secured everything, and I was cool. And then I had my own apartment. Everything was good. And a voice in my head, like, I just started doubting myself so much. And I was just like, I can't do this alone. I don't know what to do. But then once I got my apartment, he tried to beg for me back. And that's the only time he's ever begged for me. So I started looking at it like, and then just based off of yesterday too, like, I told him it might be a problem of us getting an apartment right now, right this minute. And I just got hired for this work from home job just because I need a work from home job so I can help with my kids and stuff like that. He was like, so now the fact that there might be a problem with that, he's like dogging me. And I'm just like, bro, mind you, the only reason I'm not holding him to a standard to where he needs to have his shit together, he needs to be able to provide and stuff like that, is because he was in an accident last year. Like, he got hit by a car. And he's been in and out of surgery and all that shit. Which, mind you, how the fuck are you cheating on me and you're damn near disabled? Like, who does that shit? You just got your karma to hit you because he was such a bad person, bro. He was cheating so much on every female, dogging them the fuck out, dogged me the fuck out. And then he got his karma. You would think that shit would fucking, I don't know, do something with his brain to make him realize, like, maybe if I'm being a fucking bad person, I might want to change that shit before something else happens. No, the shit, he just went harder and got sneakier. I don't know how the fuck he cheated on me because I have his fucking location. Every time he was going out, he was sending me pictures. How the fuck were you doing that shit? When were you doing it? When I was asleep? And then what makes me mad, like even more mad, is I don't have nobody, so I can't talk to nobody about it. I walked out last night just so I could get some air, and I came back in, and my first baby daddy's little brother who's 17 years old. He sees me crying, and he has to fucking hold me. And I'm crying, and I'm texting my second baby dad, and I'm just like, why, bro? Like, what did I do? Like, what was I not doing for you? Like, I've never given you a reason to, like, stray. Not trying to be on no weird shit, but I'm like, I have a high sex drive. I like doing different shit, you know? I don't know what it was. And I'm like, bro, like, I've given you everything. I gave you love. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't go out. I don't text nobody. You could tell me. I don't give a fuck if you, like, he corrected me on, like, what, oh, Dusty, you're, like, wearing something that's a little crazy. Okay, I would have fixed it. Like, I'm not a trippy person at all. I really genuinely don't care. And I just don't know what the fuck I did wrong. And I was like, I gotta put all the pieces back together. And I got 3 kids, so it's like, I gotta put on a fake-ass smile and act like mommy's okay when mommy's fucking heartbroken, and I don't know what the fuck to do.
Hey y'all, so I just want to give y'all a quick story time on how I just had to break up with my boyfriend today, and it's also his birthday, but I'm not gonna try to make this long or anything. I'm just trying to get right into it. So boom, today is Saturday. He flew in on Thursday because he had a job interview like the same day, so he got here really early. It was like 5 or 6 a.m. Came back to my house. I cooked breakfast, you know, we chilled. He spent time with our son. Everything was cool. So like around 8:39, we went and dropped my son off and like at school, and then he needed to go get something from his mom's house for the interview. Me and his mom, we had prior problems. We just, I don't think about her. I really do not, but she really just does not like me. Don't like the ground I walk on. I don't really care, like, whatever. So me and her, we got into like a physical altercation back in September. Like that's a whole nother story. But that's the whole reason why we just don't fool with each other. So boom, we go to his mama's like townhomes, and like it's like an apartment where you got like just a standalone mailbox, like for all the mailboxes, and then the homes. So I parked by the mailbox, and her house was like down the street. Like I was nowhere near her property, nowhere. So he goes to her house, and I'm parked in the car, just lolly-dolly, you know, doing me. And I think I'm looking in my purse or whatever for some lip gloss, and I see like a car pull up next to me. But I'm not thinking nothing of it. Like, it's, you know, it's a townhome, so it's people gonna be out here anyways. So next thing you know, I just, like, I'm looking in my purse, or like I'm actively leaning over looking in my purse on the passenger side. So next thing you know, I hear like a tap on my driver's side window, like, and I look over and it's his mama. So I'm just looking up like this, like, and she's like, come on, get out, let's talk like grown women. So I'm like, oh, okay. Like, really don't have nothing to say to her, but I'm still trying to accept the fact that this is my son's grandma and this is my boyfriend's mom. Get out. She's talking about, first of all, she's so close to me, like in my face. I can see the white on her tongue. Like, she's so close. Like, everything that she was doing was intimidation tactics, but you cannot intimidate me. Like, I'm not scared of you. Like, I'm just not scared of her. Not saying like she's not nobody. I don't know her. She swears she's so hood and street cred. I don't know. Like, I don't care about that. Like, girl, I don't care. Like, you're pushing 50. Like, I don't care about your street cred from years ago. But anyways, she is like standing really close to me. I can see her tonsils damn near. And she's just like, I don't hate you. I can never hate you. You got my grandson, and no matter what nobody think, I don't care what you think. Like, she's like this in my face. I love him. I'm like, okay. Like, she's trying to provoke me. You're not gonna provoke me. The last time we got into a fight, little sidebar, she pulled out my quick weave, and I'm growing that bald spot back. You think I'm finna let this lady pull on my braids? I know how she gets down. Like, no. And I was looking so pretty that day. Like, no. And so yeah, she say all that, so she doing this. I'm like, oh god. So like, I look to the side and I start chuckling, because I'm like, why is she doing this? Like, I'm chuckling because why is your hands in my face? Like, you're trying to provoke me. So then she started like backing up, like, no, speak. I want you to talk. Like, started doing all like, I'm like, oh my god, this lady, like, I don't, like, why do you want to, what is your, I don't know her angle, bro. So she's just talking.
So when she was like, "No, speak, I want you to say something," I was like, "No, because it's already getting disrespectful. You already didn't put your hands in my face." She's like, "No, I didn't. It's not no disrespect." She was like, "I done prayed. Just came out of Ramadan. I've been fasting. It took so much for me to get here right now and be in front of you and not do nothing to you." And I was just looking at her like, "Oh, okay, like, good for you. Like, I'm still on your mind months later. Like, bro, you're nowhere near on my mind. This lady didn't call CPS on me. At that time, I was going through something like, a little court case. She found my probation. She literally tried to destroy my life. She tried to get my son taken. She lied. Like, this lady is a full-blown menace. Like, she's a liar. She's like, I don't want no dealings with you. I see what type of, like, games that you try to play. You try to get a kid taken away. That's my son that I take care of, that you don't do nothing for. Never. It's crazy. So then she started talking about that night. She said, "You know what, Nori? It was only 4 minutes. You could have waited 4 minutes. Girl, when you came to the door, you have a Ring camera. You know why I was there, to collect my son. You and my boyfriend at the time, he was already mad at me. You and him, y'all conspired and was like, oh yeah, if she call the police, she drunk. Y'all did that together. I don't care. Like, y'all did that together. So for you to be like, oh, it was only 4 minutes, you watched the video many times, you counted. I don't care what you did. You see me on the Ring camera. You did not bring my son. My bad. You came out the door. You came out your house, wanted confrontation. You didn't have my son. And then she was like, I had so much respect for you. I thought, oh yeah, she got it. She got a backbone. She got a good family. Until that night. Until you started doing that in front of the kids. She's gaslighting me. Like, she was gaslighting me. Like, trying to make it seem like it was just all me. So I'm like, all I said was, we just not going to agree on that night. Like, that's it. Like, and she's like, yeah, you know what? It's okay to disagree, to agree, because what you're saying is stupid. You're damn near 50, and you don't have no control of your emotions. You're emotional. When you're out of control, you don't have no control. You don't have no control over me or my son like you do my ex-boyfriend's other child. Like, you don't have no say-so over here, and you're losing it. Like, you're literally losing it. You don't no. If I say no, he cannot spend the night, it's just no. Like, no. It's no. Like, I'm his mama, and you're weird. So boom, she was like, yeah, what you said about my, but okay, so so she was like, you know what, but what you said about blank, like, my boyfriend's daughter before me, her granddaughter is real evil. And I was just like, okay, here she go. This is what she wanted to get to anyways. This is what she wanted to get to. Oh, yeah, my job, before all this, she had hugged me in the midst of her saying, I don't want to do nothing to you, baby. Like, and that little stupid ass knew I was asking, like, oh my God. So she hugged me, and I'm just like this. Like, I'm holding myself, because I'm just like when she's hugging me, I'm just, like, I'm not hugging you back. I don't trust you. So then when she started asking me, it's like, oh yeah, so what you said about my granddaughter, real evil, right? And I was just like, okay. Like, at this point, you're nitpicking. So when I see somebody trying to get a reaction out of me, I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. She's like, so you evil, right? I was like, if that's what you think, that's exactly what I'm doing. So she proceeds to choke me up against my car. And then when she done choking me, she gonna wobble her ass. I don't even mean to curse, but she's big. Like, I'm 5'3", 115 pounds. This lady is big. Like, she's big bone. Let me not say. Okay, she's walking back to the car. She's talking about, you need to get out of here. And I was just like, I don't want to put my hands on her because she's going to pull my hair. I don't want to fight. I didn't come here to fight. It's too early in the morning. Like, I'm not even on that. So I called the police like she did last time on me and tried to get me arrested, but she ended up in handcuffs. So this time I called the police on her. Then, so I'm looking for my phone, like, to call the police. So I'm riding away because I'm like, I don't know, she finna hit my car. My car is new, honey. I don't play that. Like, you can crash out. She doing that in her work uniform. She works for the Fulton County. She's a bus driver. She's doing it in a work uniform. She's losing it. She don't have nothing else to lose. Bruh. So then my boyfriend come out the house, and I called him. He didn't answer. Of course, he talking to her. And so I call him, and, like, she's coming out the house or whatever. I guess she, like, her house is right here, so she rode down, and he's coming out the house, and she's telling him or whatever. And then she's talking about, that's why I got a voodoo doll, a pin doll of you. what? They're from New Orleans, so I'm pretty sure they practice that for real. So as soon as she said that, I don't know where it is. Oh, right here. I carry anointing oil, and as you can see, it's dang near go. I put this all over me, all over my car. I said, return that back to sender. I don't play that. Like, I don't play with those type of games. So, dang, it is going to be a part 2. Because I'm going to have to tell you how I broke up with my boyfriend. But after that, she skirted off. I called the police, did the police report. I guess they're going to be looking for her, but I'm going to take it to the fullest extent. I'm going to make sure I go down the foot to kind of get a temporary order against her, like, with me and my son. Like, this lady, she will really kill me. Like, she's really dead, like, throw it off in the head. And I'm going to tell y'all what I said about the daughter, because I'm not going to leave nothing out. Okay, so I'm going to do a part 2 now. So, I think this is when I was saying that she had, like, left, and that's when I had called the police or whatever. So, boom. Of course, when the police came, I had to do the statement. My boyfriend trying to stay neutral, trying to stay out of it or whatever. And when we get back in the car, I'm very upset. And he's, you know, trying to say he's sorry, what she did was wrong, blah, 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 whatever. So I'm telling him, like, I don't even want to, like, go to the interview with you, like, because I just don't want to be around him. Like, I just needed to go home. So he's like upset because he's like, I should just never came, like, it's just my fault, you know. I think he did that now, like, looking at it, because he still wanted to go to the interview, like, still needed to use my car. Basically, that's how I look at it, because he don't care. So after that, like, the whole day was, like, fine. After that, like, we went and got my son, everything was cool. Then later on that night, he was going back to his own house, so I dropped him off and left. So that night I ain't hear from him. So Friday, which is yesterday, my son was at school. Me and my boyfriend at the time, we was talking, like, everything was fine. He was over his friend's house, like, you know, I was working, so I wasn't, like, really tripping that, you know, we wasn't together. Like, I had to work, like, I work from home. So then he called me, like, around 5, and he was like, can I come pick up Duda? And I was thinking he was talking about from school, and I was just like, like, whatever, like, yeah, okay. So, boom, he was like, no, like, I'm talking about pick him up after you get him from school to, like, take him with me. And I'm like, take him where? He was like, where else do you think I'm gonna go? So he was talking about his mama house, like, because he wanted my son to go over there with him so he can spend time with him and his half sister. And I was just like, do you not remember what just happened like 24 hours ago? Like, I don't trust your mom. Like, she just said that she does do voodoo. So basically he was trying to, like, say, oh, so now I can get my son. Like, now I can get my son. Mind you, he was supposed to come over here yesterday to see me anyways, but he didn't. So now he's like, oh, so now I can't see my son. Now I can't see my son. And I'm just like, you really don't respect me. Like, you don't respect nothing that I'm saying. Like you like, you're finna be coming back to Georgia. So it's like, cool. Like, you're gonna be coming back in a couple of weeks. Like, you could have asked me then, like, let it die down. I probably would have still said no. But the fact that you're literally asking me within the 24 hours, can he come over somebody's house who just tried to harm me? Like, how don't you get that? Like, I don't know. So, of course, that made him mad. We didn't speak after that for the whole day. And today, his birthday, like, I thought, like, we would have spent his birthday coming in together. Like, could have got, like, a little bottle. You know, we just never spend his birthday together. Like, it's always something. I just thought this year was going to be different. I went all on my way. I got him cologne from Neiman's, stuff from Aloe. Like, I really wrote him a very thoughtful card. I was going to take him out to eat, give him money. Like, it's just things that I don't know why I always get his ass to kiss when I always got to wait for him. Anyway, so boom. So nothing throughout the whole night yesterday, nothing. So this morning I was getting ready to go to it's like a women's conference, prune to process, something like that. And it's basically like with some church people that I know, and I really wanted to go. I'm just really on this journey in my life, just trying to get trying to get closer to God.
So yeah, I just like going to seminars, meeting like-minded people, so they can pray for me. I have a good prayer circle, you know, stuff like that, and meet godly people. So this morning I did call him because it is his birthday, and I just said good morning, and I was just like, happy birthday. Like I was very dry, but it's just like, you know why I'm dry. And so he's just like, why you got the attitude? And I'm just like, because it's like, you don't respect me, you don't care about me. Like, you cannot care about a person and then like negate their feelings. Like, you don't care about my feelings, you don't care about how I felt. And not once has this man even asked, was I okay? Like, just like little stuff. Even the police officers asked that. Like, he didn't. All he was saying that he was sorry. He was really sorry because he didn't want me to get too mad, so he couldn't use my car to go to the interview. That's how I really feel. But if I say that to him, he was like, oh, what I gotta use you for? I can add in, like he literally a gaslighter. Like, he's like his mama. Now that I'm sitting back thinking about it, talking about it, like, yeah. So boom, so yeah, we on the phone like, oh, why you got the attitude? I'm just like, bro, like, it's your birthday. We supposed to be spending time together. Like, we never spend birthdays together. So he's like, you're so selfish. How you gonna make my day about you? You mad at me because I didn't take you to dinner? Like, you're that when a person is purposely trying to gaslight you and not understand you, at that moment I was just like, yeah, I'm done. And then he's gonna say, because I'm telling him, he was like, so I'm not supposed to feel some type of way, you wouldn't let me see my son, you not letting me get my son. I'm like, it's not even that. Stop saying that. Like, I'm not keeping him away from you. It's your mom. Right now you're trying to move back. Of course your mom is gonna be the place for you to stay. I told you, why can't you take your kids to the park? Why can't you do that? You wanted to see them so bad together. Like, stop. And it's always me. He always trying to make it seem like I'm the issue. Like, I have to conform to everything. I'm not in the wrong. I shouldn't have to conform to nothing. And I'm not even saying like you got to go against your mom, because I even talked to my mama about it. Like, we're not married. You don't have to go against your mom for me. But it's a difference between holding somebody accountable. You need to be telling your mom, like, this is the reason I can't have my son over here, because you can't control your emotions. It's on her. It's on her. So, of course, he trying to gaslight me, and I'm like, bro, when your mama done said a whole bunch of stuff, she talking about she do voodoo. He was literally standing right there trying to get his mama to get in the car when she said that out her mouth, like, so she can ride away because I was calling the police. And this man gonna sit there and laugh on the phone, was like, she did not say that. So in that moment when that came out his mouth, like him laughing at me and him literally saying that she didn't say that, when she did. She said, I got a pen doll of you. I don't even know nothing about voodoo. I'm from Atlanta. I wouldn't even known what to say. You dig what I'm saying? So like, it's like I'm not making it up. So it's just the fact that he's gaslighting me and purposely choosing to misunderstand me. It's like, you don't care about me. You don't. You're not gonna protect me. And I just told him, I was like, bro, you're not no husband of mine. You're not gonna protect me. You stood idle and watched me and my mama fight the CPS case that your mama lied about. Your mama tried to get me thrown into freaking jail, like calling my probation officer. But luckily my probation officer, like, know me. I'm not on that. I was on probation for some dumb stuff. But this lady really tried to get my kid taken away, fought me, pulled my hair out. Then sit here in the same breath talking about she just got a Ramadan, but then talking about voodoo. And my boyfriend would sit here and gaslight me to talk about, well, I don't say nothing because if I say what you said, then it'll just be this. I know what I said was very wrong about his daughter. But I didn't say nothing crazy like, oh, she needs to, nothing like that. I just said something that I should never have said that I'm not even gonna like repeat. And I have apologized to that little girl's mama. She don't like me to this day. But I have apologized. I was dead wrong. And that's what I said to his mama when she was in my face. I said, I apologize to the person who needs to be apologized to. And that's the mama and the kid. I don't owe you anything. So, yeah. And then, like, today, I was just like, after he just, like, laughing, negating my feelings, like, not really want to spend time with me on your birthday, and I went all on my way. That was just it. That was just the cherry on top. It's just like all these things. You stood idle while your mama attacked this family, your so-called family that you're supposed to care about. No, I'm going to protect my son and me above everything else. I don't care how you feel. So I already told him, if you want to go to the court, we can get it put down. But I would get a protective order against that lady for my son. So you know, because he was like, oh, I'll just lie and be like, and just take him over there. Okay. Now I'm going to have to start documenting everything. Like, now I already see how I'm going to have to move. Like, I already see. But I just hate the fact that we just not going to be together. But it is what it is. I'm not going for that. I see you don't care about me. Like, you cannot care about a person like me.
It really goes to show that someone can look like they've got it all together on the outside and be completely falling apart behind closed doors. This man's place was spotless. I'm talking all white clothes, not a speck of dust, everything in its rightful place. And yet, he was battling bipolar disorder and depression so heavy it ended up taking his life. That's the part people don't talk about enough. We see a clean apartment, a big-time career on TV, or the fact that they grew up on the screens we all watched, and we just assume they're good. But they aren't always good. And the part about there being no note, that really messed me up, because it tells you that not everyone in that much pain can even find the words to say why. Sometimes the suffering is just so deep and so constant that there's nothing left to say. So now the family is just left with silence. No explanation, no closure. They have to carry that why for the rest of their lives. That's a whole different kind of grief right there. Mental illness doesn't care about your status. I don't care if it's Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, a nice condo, or a lead role. None of that is a shield against what's going on chemically in your brain. We put these celebrities on a pedestal and forget they're just human beings dealing with the same demons. And sometimes it's worse for them because they're doing it in isolation where nobody checks on them until they don't show up to work. They mentioned how you just have to take a break sometimes, talking about why they hadn't shared stories in a while. 16 years of picking up bodies and seeing things like this, that'll weigh on your soul. You cannot keep consuming that kind of darkness without stepping back to breathe. That's a lesson right there about protecting your peace and knowing your limits. The whole thing is just a reminder to check on your people. And I don't mean that surface level, how you doing, where everyone says, I'm fine. No, actually check on them. Because sometimes the cleanest rooms belong to the most tortured minds. I'm literally watching Rizzoli and Isles right now. That's the show he was working on when he didn't show up for filming. I'm a huge fan of that show, and I remember when they had to write his death into the script. They had Detective Frost die in a car crash coming back from vacation. It was so heartbreaking. I still cry seeing those scenes. His partner, Rizzoli, took it so hard. Rest in peace, Lee. Now, this other story about this girl co-signing for her ex, child, he was so broke he couldn't even make the payments. Let me tell you, never co-sign for nobody. It's one of those situations where you already know how the movie ends the minute she says she co-signed. As soon as she mentioned putting that car in her name, I was like, oh, here we go. That's the biggest takeaway. Do not, and I mean never, mix your money with a man like that, especially when he's already shown you he can't handle his own business. His credit was trash for a reason. That wasn't bad luck. That was a pattern. And she basically signed up to inherit his mess. And the nerve of him to be out here flexing that car on Instagram, making it his profile picture. His whole username is about being a car guy, but he can't find $600 for the payment? That is so common nowadays. People care more about the image of having something than actually being able to keep it. He didn't want the car, he wanted the look. And the second the responsibility got real, he dipped. She kept giving him grace, even after they broke up. She was being the bigger person, being mature, giving him time, and he just took her kindness as an invitation to be even more irresponsible. That's a hard lesson to learn. Being the bigger person doesn't always protect you. Sometimes people see your patience as permission to keep doing nothing. Then the blocking? The minute accountability came knocking at the door, this man just vanished, blocked her, ghosted her. That told me everything I needed to know. When someone can't even face a conversation about what they owe you, they never planned on paying it in the first place. He was just stalling until she got stuck with the bill. The way it ended, with him towing a broken down, dirty car with expired tags to her house, that was the most disrespectful part of the whole thing. He didn't even have the decency to return it in working condition. That car was clearly sitting somewhere neglected while he was still posting about it online. The gap between who he was pretending to be and who he actually was, it's just wild.
And y'all be thinking we're exaggerating when we say people literally go out their way to attach themselves to you so they can later become you. So I'm going to tell y'all a story of how an ex-friend of mine literally tried to become me. So basically, me and this friend, we were hanging out one day, right? So she came over to my house. And the first thing she did before she even said hi or anything was go right in my closet. I kid you not. And she started going through my clothes. And I was like, girl, what are you doing? And she was like, I got to pick an outfit before we go out. And I was like, in my closet? Like, why didn't you just bring an outfit from your house? And the minute she saw that I was uncomfortable with her going through my clothes, especially without asking, she totally changed her energy and she was like, oh, I'm just kidding. Relax, right? So then me and her end up leaving my house, right? And as soon as we got outside, she was like, oh, wait, I got to go back inside. I left something in the house, right? So she goes back in the house while I'm waiting for her outside, right? Then she gets whatever she needed to get, and then she comes back outside, right? Then we hang out. Everything's cool. We ended the day, okay? But then a few days later, there was a top that was missing from my closet. And one thing about me, like, I have a lot of clothes, but I remember every single item of clothing in my closet. And I was planning to wear that top later in the week. So I literally knew where that top was sitting in my closet. And next thing you know, it wasn't there. And I was going insane looking for that. Like, I was asking my mom, my sister, like, I was going insane, right? And my mom kept telling me, like, oh, sometimes things just disappear, but like it'll turn up when you're not looking for it, whatever, right? Still never found the top until a few months later, right? Me and this girl ended up being at the same function. And guess what she was wearing? That top. And I kid you not, bro, I knew that was my fucking top. Because one thing about that girl, like, her style, she always wore like the same shit, like black yoga pants and a tank top, or like black yoga pants and a quarter zip. Like, she did not have style at all. So like that top was very, like, you know, creative. Like, half of it was yellow, half of it was orange. Like, I knew for a fact, like, bitch, you ain't that creative. Like, you did not buy that top. Okay, at the end of it, it's my fucking clothes. I know my clothes. So I confronted her about it. And I was like, is that my fucking clothes? Is that my top? And I kid you not, bro, this girl was gaslighting me. Like, she was literally like, bro, why the fuck would you say that? Like, I literally bought this myself. And like, I was interrogating her like, okay, where did you get it from? And she kept hesitating and stuttering like, oh, I don't remember. And I'm like, bitch, you know that's my fucking top, bro. Like, what the, like, I'm telling you, bro, like, people will go that far. Like, she was dead ass, like, acting like Ivy from Gossip Girl, like, on everything. Like, I'm telling you, like, people will go that far. That's why you gotta be very careful of who you allow access to you when you're authentic. Because a lot of people will hunt you down, and they will attach themselves to you simply so they can try to be you. On God, like, the shit crazy.
Y'all, I remember one time I had this friend named Sal, right? But Sal, one thing about Sal, she was Indian. So how I met Sam was when I was driving for Liv under my mama name. She made me like her driver. And she would pay me to go she would pay me $10 every day to pick her up, right? Because it was so like, I know that sound like slave work, but listen, hold on. It made sense, you know? I felt like it made sense. I felt like it added up over the week. Because at the end of the week, you got $50. You ain't really got to go that far, right? So, one day she was like, Ashley, do you want to go to my birthday party they having with me at school? And I was like, I can't do her accent. But, I was like, yeah, I'll come to your birthday party. And, she was like, I'm going to get cake and everything. I got a little cake, all this, right? So, I'm like, okay, cool. So, I had turned off Lyft and everything. And I was going to Sal with her birthday party. So, we get there, her instructor, everybody else in there, whatever, right? And one thing about it, I think Sal had took this class for like a couple times. And she just couldn't get it together. Like, she's like, the math is really hard and all that, right? But anyway, anywho. So we get in there, whatever, and it's time to sing happy birthday to her. And I noticed we had plates, but with no spoons. So I'm like, dang, how we gonna eat this stuff? Like, I'm wondering, like, how we finna eat this? Do y'all not know Sal got the spoon, the one spoon that they had there. It was a knife and one spoon. She took the cake with the spoon, ate it, and fed each person individually take cake off the fucking spoon. And then, y'all, not to mention, Sal used to smell like chicken noodle. Like chicken noodle soup broth, and garlic or something. So she trying to feed me the cake, and all I'm smelling is, I'm like, it was just too much going on. I mean, it would light the car up. And I used to be like, I used to tell my friends it's chicken noodles or something. Like, he'd be like, chicken noodle soup head ass. And ever since then, like, it was just funny. We just call her chicken noodle. And y'all, I don't know what it is, but everybody in my family, we love motherfucking cake. So when she told me she had some cake and we going to her party, I was like, yes. So you know I had to be pissed off. We got ain't no motherfucking spoon for the cake. And you feeding us off the damn one fucking spoon. Even Jesus had different plates in the pictures that hang up in the church. Bitch, you give us one motherfucking spoon, ho. See, that be that shit. When people be believing in different religions and shit, it be that little stuff. I be like, So when she get to me and it's my turn to get some of the cake, I'm like, oh, hell no. Why she ain't give me the fucking spoon first? I could have been the first one to go and get it out the way, but I'm just like, we all eat on this spoon. Like, what? I believe that's what started COVID. That shit, us eating off that same spoon had started COVID. I swear, less than a year later, it was COVID. It was COVID, bitch.
Ain't do it, bitch. Free me. And bitch trap me. They gon' have to fight me. Fuck the police. And that nasty baloney. Oh, God.
Whew, lot to unpack here. So let's get started. I'm really trying to think where to start. This is very traumatic for me. It's not funny. So back in like 2018, I think I was like 19, 20. I don't feel like doing the math right now, but I was on the way to my friend's birthday trip. She was having a birthday trip in Dominican Republic, Punta Cana, and I booked my hotel room, I booked my flight, and I was on the way to the airport. Quick little mini story time. Hold on. I got into it with my mama pretty bad the morning of and the night before this trip, because I hit her like, oh, Ma, where's my passport? Y'all, tell me why this lady couldn't find my passport. So I had to wake up early. In Atlanta, we got like the passport agency, and I don't know how it is now, but back then I just like
went there. I was there at the crack of dawn, like as crack of dawn when it first opened. And I got my passport within like a couple hours before my flight. So already I'm like, oh my God, I'm not gonna make this fucking flight. I'm trying to go to Punta Cana, celebrate my friend's birthday, whatever. Little did I know how my day was gonna go. Anyways, point being, the day was already stressful before any of this bullshit started. So I get to the airport. My friends already knew the trouble I was having with my passport in the first place. So when I get to the airport, we like, whoo, bitch, it's time to unwind. It's time to relax. Like, we made the little boomerang. Y'all know, like, when you finally make it out the group chat, like the boomerang with the passports. Yeah, we was making all that. Boom, we end up, we boarding now. I'm walking on the plane. Before I can even step foot on the plane, you know, like the little walkway area, hallway thing. It's two officers. They like, Miss Stevens. I'm like, what's up? They like, you're gonna come with us. You're being arrested, for, what was it? Like, I can't think of the like technical term right now. Yeah, I tried to block this whole shit from my memory. Like, I really be forgetting that this shit happened to me, like, deadass. It was like whatever, like theft by taking. I think theft by taking, like whatever, like a felony charge. So immediately I'm like, y'all got the wrong person, baby. I have this paid for vacation to Punta Cana waiting. And yeah, y'all got the wrong person. You need to pull up some camera footage or something, because I'm not going with you. They basically like, you know, that don't got nothing to do with us. We got a warrant for your arrest. And then they say the county, I think it's like Sandy Springs. Is that even a county? I don't know. If you live in Atlanta, it was some shit like that. And I'm like, mind you, this, like, sir, I don't even be in Sandy Springs. You have the wrong person. Like, but he like, you know, we just the officers. Like, you just gonna have to come with us. We gonna call the Sandy Springs officers and see if they wanna come and get you. If they don't want to come and get you, then you can go on about your business. I'm like, they not gonna come and get me, because they gonna realize they made a mistake. And so I'm like, can I call my mama? The fuck? They like, yeah, you can call your mom when we get downstairs. So y'all, they walking me through the whole airport. I'm not like too famous, but I'm like kind of like, I got motion in Atlanta. So like, they walking me through the whole airport in cuffs. Like, people is like, Big Lotto, what going on, Big Lotto? I'm embarrassed. Like, I'm embarrassed. So I called my mama. Mind y'all, remember what I told y'all earlier about the passport shit, right? So my mama think it's a joke. I'm like, Ma, it's not funny. Like, I'm on the verge of tears, but I got to act gangster because all these people following me. They follow me in the airport. Like, they trying to figure out what's going on. I'm not going to act. So I'm like, Ma, I'm really holding back tears. Like, I'm not playing. Like, the plane is probably took off. I'm not on the plane. I'm finna go to jail for something I did not do. No doubt in my mind. Like, I ain't never even stolen my life. The fuck? She's not believing me. It took a while to like convince her. I'm like, put my daddy on the phone. I'm telling him. So now when they finally take me serious, they trying to like call my lawyer, trying to like figure out what's going on. And I'm like, you know, I'm going to jail. Oh, did I tell y'all? So they was waiting on the Sandy Springs police to like figure out if they was gonna come get me and take me to jail or let me go. Yeah, they came and got my ass. Oh, did y'all know they got a jail at the airport? Yeah, I was sitting in the jail at the airport until the Sandy Springs police came and got me. And yeah, like, I had a fresh wig because I'm thinking I'm about to go to Punta Cana, fresh lashes. Like, I was not prepared to go to jail. I'm in the back of the cop car, and I'm really just thinking, like, I gotta act tough. Like, I really want to cry. Like, the spoiled rich bitch in me is, like, still never that. So I'm like, sir, what jail I'm finna go to? Why does it say Rice Street? Huh? Immediately, I'm like, yeah, no, we not crying, bitch. You better act tough, and you better act like you can whoop any hoe in this bitch. I'm shaking in my boots the whole time. I'm in the back of the car seat. I mean, not the car seat. I'm in the back of the cop car, like. But, baby, I'm acting tougher than a bitch. But, baby, you would have thought I was a real right. Okay, I feel like this might be too long, so part 2.
Baby, a drunk tongue speaks a sober mind. Story time. Okay, so boom. This story time takes place back in senior year, right at the end, or whatever the case may be. So grab your bags, grab your popcorn, grab whatever the fuck, because baby, when I tell you this story time gets juicy, this story time gets juicy. Okay, so boom. So back in high school, there used to be this group of boys that used to bully me all the fucking time. We're gonna call the group of boys, we're gonna call them a group of boys, and we're gonna call that one particular nigga that did it the most, we're gonna call him DL. Okay, and then we're gonna call my homegirl. Okay, so boom, right at the end of senior year, there was this big, huge party that was going around, and of course, it was hosted by the group of boys in the DL. So my friend had the biggest crush on the DL, and she really, really, really wanted to go to this party and stuff. But the kick was she didn't want to go by herself. She was like, Marcus, can you please come with me? I know that you and him, y'all got like a little tough path or whatever the case may be, but I really, really want you to go with me. At first, I was like, bitch, are you crazy? Because why the fuck would I want to go to a party with a nigga that's been bullying me the whole 4 years of high school? Why would I want to do that? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. But you know what? I said, fuck it. And to give y'all a little back of story or whatever the case may be, I was very flamboyant in high school, very, very flamboyant. And the only thing that I just didn't do, I didn't wear no wigs or anything like that. But to this party, it was the senior year and it was the last day. Yeah, I was gonna bag the fuck out. And that's exactly what the fuck I did. So then boom, I finally gave in. I said, yeah, let's go to the party or whatever the case may be. So then boom, we decided to go to the mall and everything, girl. We got us some cute ass outfits, honey. And then after that, we had got our hair did. I had got my first wig installed ever, and then I had went to go get my makeup did and everything like that. And you know, everything was safe, everything was tea, it was cute. So then after we had did that, you already know, honey, we done went to where we had went to go, you know, get a couple of little bottles, whatever. Because baby, the goal was to be turned before we get up in there, and then to get turned up more when we got up in the party. And that's exactly what the fuck we did. So then, of course, when I come in, all eyes is on me. They like, oh, who is this? Who is this? The group of boys is like, oh, who the fuck is this? Yo friend bad, yo friend bad. And out of nowhere, I said, it's me, it's Marcus. And they were like, oh boy, hell no, hell no. You know the typical niggas, the typical DL niggas. They be like, hell no, hell no. Each time they see a flamboyant film boy, whatever the case may be. Pretty much somebody that's gay. So whatever. I done brushed by my shoulder because, like I said, we came in that bitch sliding around already. So then after that, honey, the party is going on. Everybody having a good ass time. The group of boys, we all taking shots together and everything like that. Even though they still making a like homophobic jokes or whatever the case may be, but I don't give a fuck because at the end of the day, I was the baddest bitch in that motherfucking party. So then after that, or whatever the case may be, during the middle of the fucking party, my friend went off somewhere. I don't know where the fuck she had went, but I was standing in the kitchen by myself because everybody else was in the living room. So then the DL nigga walks in, and this is the DL that was bullying me the whole entire time, that was doing the most. Yeah, he walk in the kitchen or whatever, and he like, damn, I'm fucked up, and he just drunk out his motherfucking mind. Me, I'm just sitting there on my phone because I don't want to hear his mouth, I don't want to hear nothing that he says. And then all of a sudden he said, yo, I looked up, I said, what you want? And he was like, shit, come with me real fast. So you know me, I ain't gonna lie, the nigga was kind of fine. And I know that my friend had a crush on him, but bitch, as gay boys, we already know what's the fuck going on when a DL nigga at that be like, come on. So you know what, I followed him. So we had went through the house because we was in an Airbnb. And it was a big ass Airbnb too. So I had followed him or whatever the case may be, and we went inside this room. And then he was like, lock the door. So I locked the door. And then all of a sudden, next thing I know, this man is like touching all over me, kiss me all up on my neck, and then he like whisper in my ear. He was like, damn, Marcus, you look so fucking good, like you always look good, you look fine, and I always wanted you, but I just couldn't express how I felt because I was so afraid what everybody else was gonna say, and whoop the wop wop and wop wop wop. Bitch, next thing I know, one thing led to another, and we get it cracking. I ain't gonna hold you, we got it cracking. We got it the fuck cracking. And then guess what, bitch? Somebody is knocking on the door, and guess who the fuck it is? My best friend. Comment for part 2 if y'all want part 2, because baby, part 2 gets even more crazier. Like, comment, share, and follow for more videos.
Story time on how I got fired, jumped, and bullied, literally bullied the entire 3 months that I worked at this bar. All the girls were bullying me and ganging up on me and all that. And yeah, they ganged up on me, had my ass jumped, they ganged up on me and got my ass fired. This is a story time, so let's backtrack. I'm gonna split it into 2 for Instagram because, you know, it limits the 3-minute part. But yeah, so back in May of 2025, not that long ago, the company that I worked at shuts down. They go out of business, they're shut down. That's when I started posting on Instagram. I literally have never posted shit. Like, I had an Instagram, but I don't use it. I was like Casper the Ghost on there. So around this time, I was like, I'm gonna start creating content. I have no job. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I was looking for another job though. So I started posting. Type of content that I'm posting now was the type of content I was posting there. So nothing crazy, and I'm looking for another job, but I'm not like in a hurry because I was like literally in a really bad place mentally. So I was like trying to take a headspace, and I didn't want to be paying hundreds of dollars, you know, towards a babysitter just to go into a job that I really didn't like. So I was taking my time, but I was posting on Instagram, and my videos were doing well. Like, you know, it was getting numbers, nothing crazy. And my first video that went viral was actually like a vlog, a family vlog of me like cooking and us hanging out as a family. And that video gets 10 million views, and literally everything just changed since then. But when that video got 10 million views, I kept posting. I was like, oh, this is great. So I kept posting. I gained like 100,000 followers in literally like, what, a week or two. And then by next month, I got 200,000. It was crazy. So at this point, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go get another job. I'm just going to go get, you know, a part-time, like, silly job and try to really do this thing part-time. So I'm going to waitress part-time. I'm going to try and do Instagram part-time. So I go get a waitressing job, like cocktail waitressing job at Sugar Daddy Central in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm sure you know where it is because some of y'all have seen me there. And I literally was only there 3 months, okay? And yeah, it's been a minute, so I'm going to talk about it. But anyways, I get hired. And a lot of the girls have been there like literally 20 years. Yeah, bitch, I would be mad too if I've been at my job for 20 years. So a lot of the girls have been there 20 years. The black girl been there like 5 years. So I got super close to the black girl because, you know, she looked like me. So I gravitated towards her anyways. So come back for part 2. But she was, you know, nice to me, super complimenting me, like, oh, where'd you get this? I love your makeup. What nail polish color is that? And she'll go get her nails the same as me. Then she'll go do her hair the same as me. Started following me on Instagram. You know, and I'm a girl's girl, so I'm like, oh girl, yeah, my girl does my lashes. Here's her Instagram. Oh, my nail color, it's this. I go get it done here. You know, I'm like literally such a girl's girl. So I'm giving her all the information. And one night we have a disagreement at work, and then she turns on me, like literally a light switch. I was like, what the hell? Oh, I forgot. Before she turns on me, I decided to have a barbecue at my pool, because I have a rooftop pool, to like close, you know, to end the end of summer kickoff. So I had all of them at my house there, eating my food, drinking my, you know, my liquor, having fun, acting like my friend. So everything was cool. And then the following week, her and I have a disagreement at work. She like literally turns on me. I was like, this is so weird. A friend that literally becomes an enemy after a little misunderstanding has been an enemy all along, okay? They were just pretending. So this bitch was just pretending to be my friend just to get the scoop and the tea on my life. Anyway, so she turns on me. And then, so I started hating going to work because she was super catty. I'm like, I'm a mom. I don't have time for this shit, you know? And the bar back was like, Nardos, these girls are not your friends. They're all talking shit about you, saying you drive a Range Rover, live in a high rise. You don't need to be here. That's why I literally used to hide in my car whenever I had like a bartending job, because people think they just hate you based on the things that you have. And clearly I needed the job. That's why I was waitressing. So, but they thought I was bigger than the program. Anyways, so next thing I know, I get jumped. Another black girl, like a customer, pulls my hair, literally fighting me. Shit was so weird. And then they literally I'm all hurt and sad by getting jumped. Next thing I know, the black girl that I'm no longer cool with knows that other black girl. Coincidence, right? And then the following day, I get fired. And none of them reached out to me to see if I'm cool, or is everything okay, none of that. So you think it's an accident that I got fired? No. And the reason why I got fired was because of customer complaint. Customer complaint on me when people were literally coming in to sit in my section, call in to see if I was working, when I'm making 60% tips. If you're in the service industry, then you know. You make 20% tips and then people tip on top of that. That's not bad service. That's not customer complaint. So I knew they just did not want me there. They were talking about my Instagram, and they were already saying, oh, she has this house. I made the mistake of having them over at my house. They shouldn't have seen how I was living. Then they really started to fucking hate my guts. But you know how I knew that the black girl that hated my guts wanted to be me? She literally, the day after I got fired, her TikTok just comes on my feed and she's talking about, I think I'm gonna try and be a content creator. Oh, really, bitch? Oh, you are? And I was like, this girl, she could have just tried to just tell me that she wanted to be me, or at least been like, oh, you inspire me, you motivate me. I could have helped a girl out. Because I'm the girl that has gotten so many other girls I used to work with jobs. I'm always the girl that's helping other girls out, but they never ever show up for me when it comes to me. But yeah, that's how I got jumped, fired, and also found out that none of these bitches liked me all in the same week. But that's also how I literally became a content creator full time, because I didn't have a choice. I got fired from the job that I needed, but they thought I didn't need to be there because they fucking hated my guts. That's why people don't feel bad when you're pretty or successful. Sometimes you just have to not let people into your world. You don't have to show people where you live or what you drive, because it makes people hate you and resent you even more. Although I've earned everything that I have, they don't know this. They just fucking hated me. So, yeah, that's it. Just wanted to share.
Alright, y'all, so this is a story time on how my ex-best friend stole $300 from me. Now, this was in 2012. Now, I went to the bank and I withdrew $500. Now, the reason why I withdrew $500 is because I wanted to go to the city to buy me a belt. So, me and my best friend was gonna go to the city, get my belt. We've been talking about it all week. Okay, I goes over to his house. We were supposed to be going, but I ended up taking a nap. So when I wake up, something tells me to go and look at my bag. I looks at my bag, and $300 is missing. So I'm like, where the heck is my money at? So I'm panicking, like, where's my money? Where's my money? Mind you, all my money was together and it was in a pouch. So I'm like, where the heck is my money at? Like, how I only got $200 right now? Like, this is crazy. So I'm tearing up my bag. I can't find nothing. My bag is only but so big. I'm like, where the heck is my money at? I'm like, James, like, you seen my $300? So he was like, nah, I ain't see it. So now I'm looking at him. I'm like, James, we're the only two people in this house. I had $500 when I came into this house. Where's my money at? So he was, I didn't take your money. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, James, how didn't you take my money when we was the only two people in the house? I had $500 in my bag. Where is my money at? So he was like, listen, I don't like your tone, and I don't like how you trying to come at me. You're supposed to be my best friend. Why would I steal from you? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to put it like this. If you don't give me back my $300, I'm not leaving this house until I get $300 worth of stuff. So you're like, what? What you mean? What you mean? I was like, exactly what I said. So it's either you're going to cough up my $300 or I'm not leaving this house until I get $300 worth of stuff. He thought that I was playing. So I kindly got up and went into his mother room. So I started going through her jewelry box. So he was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get out of my mother room. You know, he trying to fight me or whatever. So I'm fighting with him. We fighting. So I'm like, give me my $300. You took my $300. Give me my $300. He's like, I ain't take no effing $300. I don't know what you're talking about. I will never steal from you. You bugging. You need to leave. You need to leave. I was like, I'm not leaving here until I get $300 worth of stuff. Period. So I'm trying to get back into his mother room. So he blocking me. We fighting. So, what happened? Oh, yeah. So I get mad and I end up calling the cops. So, the cops end up coming. We was fighting the whole time. The cops end up coming, so he goes to the front door. So I see his phone sitting on the bed. Now, this is during a time where pawn shops was taking phones, whether it was unlocked or locked. So I took his new iPhone, put it in my bag, And I kindly walked outside. So the cops was trying to stop me and talking about they need to talk to me. And I was like, I have nothing to say. He stole my money. That's it. I don't have anything to say. So I ended up going to my other friend's house. So I'm getting a phone call from him off his house phone. He's calling me down, calling me down, calling me down. So I finally answer. So he was like, why would you take my phone? I ain't even take your money. Just give me my phone back. I'm like, you're not getting your phone back. I was like, at the end of the day, you stole my money, so you're not getting anything back. I told you I was leaving the house with something $300 or more. He was like, I'll give you $150 if you just give it back to me. How you gonna give me half of my money back when you ain't even have money? Let's be real. You ain't have no money. So therefore, how would you be paying me $150? So you think that you're gonna steal my money and just give me half of it back? No. So I hangs up the phone. So he's calling me. I'm not answering. So now I get a call from a strange number. So I'm like, hello? It's his girlfriend. So she's like, oh, where you at? I'm like, why? She was like, because I'm going to come and get the phone. I'm like, no, you're not. So she was like, why? He said that he didn't take your phone. I was like, he didn't take your money. I was like, yes, he did take my money. And until he give me my money back, he's not getting his phone back. So she was like, oh, but he said word to crib. He didn't take it. I was like, listen, stop calling my phone. Click. So now I calls him back. I'm like, listen, tell your girlfriend to stop calling my phone before I tell her something that she don't want to hear. Because what he used to do is have girls in and out of his house. And I used to act like I was his sister. And I used to be cool with the girls, whatever the case may be. Sometimes I had to kick the girls out, act like, he wasn't supposed to have company. Like, all types of crazy stuff. Like, we was teenagers. Like, all types of crazy stuff. That was really my best friend. Like, I would do anything for him. And for him to just sit here and steal from me is crazy to me. So, I was like, tell her to stop calling me before I tell her something that she don't want to hear. So, he was like, all right, just give me my phone. Click. I go to the pawn shop. I was able to get $200 for it. It wasn't $300, but I got something back. But long story short, don't be trusting these people because it's crazy. Like, I know him for years. Like, we went to high school together. Like, for you to just sit here and steal $300 from me out of nowhere, like, what? Talking about, oh, you probably dropped it. So what? My pouch just magically opened. $300 fell out and then it closed again and then just placed back in my bag. Like, what? I was so mad. Like, that got me so mad. Oh my God. But yeah, that's the end of my story time. I hope you guys liked it. Later.
So here's some of the worst places that my stepdad and I guess his friends, quote unquote, he would hire men, or not hire men, but he would get a group of guys together and they would all rape me sometimes. So here are some of the worst places that happened. For one, my bedroom. I'm going to start off with that. It just became more of this place that I was on edge instead of feeling comfortable. And when I would retreat and go to my bedroom to be alone, I just always felt anxiety because I knew that he could come in there at any time to his bedroom, right? He would molest me in there, but he wouldn't go as far as having sex with me in there. I don't know, probably because evidence would be left behind that he had sex with me in there to his wife. 3, on vacation, we had a hotel room and we were gonna go to the beach. I can't remember why I stayed back or if he asked me to stay back, but everybody else was headed down to the beach. I was still in the vacation room, and he pinned me down to the bed and he raped me. I guess this is 4. Basically, this happened with one of those men that I referenced at their home, and he raped me there with that man in the guy's spare bedroom. 5, this happened with a group of guys that he got together. I remember their faces. I don't know their names, but if I knew their names, I probably wouldn't say their names. But he got this group of guys together, and he took me to one of their garages, or I guess a basement, and they all raped me there. And I remember crying and pleading, and he beat the shit out of me and told me if I didn't comply, that he would, quite literally kill me. And then 6, this was another place that it happened. It was kind of like, so my stepdad was a truck driver, and this place could, I guess, be described as like an abandoned warehouse. And I don't know if this was like some warehouse like one of his companies used to use that they didn't use anymore, but anyways, it happened at a warehouse, and there were maybe like, I'd say 6 guys. And all I remember is kind of like the green on the wall and the colors on the wall and how cold it felt on my body, as they were doing what they did to me, which is trafficking pretty much. I don't know if money was exchanged. I'd assume so, but those are pretty much all the places that it happened.
If we're speaking from the perspective of a Black woman, likely talking to her girls or her followers, the tone is going to be high energy, grounded in real talk, and heavy on the discernment. Here is that script, remixed with the rhythm, slang, and soul it needs. Listen, these girls had the whole bar ready to jump her for no reason, and the way she was telling the story, I just don't even know where to start. There is so much to unpack here, but the biggest takeaway for me is how dangerous it is to let folks into your world before they've earned a seat. She literally invited these girls into her home, showed them the rooftop pool, the lifestyle, the whole vibe, and all it did was give them ammunition. They weren't there to celebrate her. They were taking notes and building up a grudge. That's a hard lesson right there. Generosity without discernment will backfire every single time. And can we talk about the girl who was single-handedly copying her entire aesthetic? The nails, the lashes, the hair, everything. Then she want to flip on her over one little disagreement? That is textbook. When someone is studying you that hard, but won't ever open their mouth to say, I love what you're doing, that ain't friendship. That's surveillance. A real friend would have just said, hey girl, I love your content. Can you show me the ropes? But no, she waited until Nardos got fired to suddenly decide she's a content creator too. You literally cannot make this stuff up. Now, it's wild that the barback was the only one keeping it 100 with her. Sometimes, the person you least expect is the one actually looking out, while the people smiling in your face are the ones plotting your downfall. She mentioned something that really hit home for anyone who's ever worked service. Hiding in her car so her coworkers wouldn't see what she drove. That is exhausting. Having to shrink yourself just so other people don't feel threatened by your existence? That's no way to live. But she knew from experience that people will punish you for having a little something, even when you're standing right next to them doing the same job. What's crazy, though, is how the universe forced her hand. She didn't choose to go full-time with the content. She got pushed into it because these women conspired to snatch her safety net. And look at her now. She's thriving. Sometimes the worst thing that happens to you is actually the redirect you needed. She was playing it safe with that waitressing gig, but getting fired took away the plan B and forced her to bet on herself. But we got to get into this best friend situation. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table, literally or figuratively. She threw a whole barbecue for people who were dragging her name behind her back. Being a girl's girl is beautiful, but it's got to be matched. If you're the only one pouring, you aren't building a friendship. you're being drained. And then for him to rob her, your best friend, someone you've known since high school, he waited until she fell asleep in his own house to go through her bag. That is cold-blooded. It really makes you realize you don't know people like you think you do. The signs were probably screaming. She just didn't want to hear them. When someone is comfortable enough to steal from you while you're napping in the next room, that ain't their first time. He'd been calculating. He probably tested her boundaries before, and she let it slide because she loved him like a brother. She was out here covering for him, kicking girls out his house, being a real one, and he repaid her by digging through her purse. And thieves always tell on themselves. The minute she confronted him, he didn't even try to help her find it. He went straight to, "I don't like your tone. You're being disloyal." That's guilt talking. An innocent person is going to be tearing that room apart trying to help you. He just got defensive and tried to gaslight her. Then he offered $150 to get his phone back. Sir, where did that money come from if you're supposedly broke? He told on himself right then and there. Now, did she handle it perfectly? Not really. Going through his mama's jewelry was a bit much. His mama didn't do nothing. And yeah, it got messy with the fighting and the cops. But I get it. When someone steals from you, looks you dead in the eye, and lies, it'll make you feel crazy. You start acting out of pure emotion because that level of disrespect is just heavy. At the end of the day, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time.